I thought I had a reasonable timeline to finish my 1995 Honda Del Sol build by the end of the summer of 2025, and then this happened.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, probably don't record this.
Okay, hold on.
I have the feeling that everything under this bumper is already gone. It's rusted out. I assure you right now, I'm gonna pull this off. And we're gonna see that disaster under.
Ooh. So this rear reinforcement bar has got to go because all of this, and
Scratchy.
good thing I got a tetanus shot recently, and that it's
What is
very
that?
bad. Tetanus shot?
I know what is that, obviously.
You didn't get a tetanus shot, Jerry?
No, like in centuries.
Oh my god. So yeah, we have to find this part and replace it and get Jerry a tetanus shot.
I don't need that shit.
If you've ever had a super reasonable timeline and something similar happened, you will resonate with this video. Reasonable timelines help you set proper expectations and avoid burnout. Well, if you know how to set them, then yes, I could see that. But me, I'm a full-time digital marketing business owner at the time of this recording who's spending almost all of my extra free time producing this series that you're watching, making these art pieces to hopefully eventually sell lots of them, and replace my full-time business with this one. On top of that, I'm restoring these two Honda icons in order to, one, make some car restoration content to get my company some visibility online, and two, help me better network at car shows. All while trying to outrun the AI revolution from possibly taking over my digital marketing industry. No pressure, right? So, reasonable timelines. What does that even really mean for someone in my situation? AI itself gave me an estimate of until about the year 2030 to where my industry would be completely taken over. But by 2027, we'll start to see even more automation and a little less need for humans. So with it being the summer of 2025 while I'm recording this, I have about 1.5 years before it starts to affect my business. Is it a reasonable timeline? To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what a reasonable timeline even looks like at this point because it's tough to do all of these things fairly quickly. But what I have learned so far is that this new business venture, the content creation necessary in order to grow this new business, and my car restoration projects all need reasonable timelines that are realistic, or I'll get burnt out. This is not one of my strengths. I tend to be a super analytical person who's run by logic. However, I'm extremely goal-driven, and therein lies the issue with understanding that I need to create a reasonable timeline, but my sometimes extreme focus on the goal makes that difficult. Here's why it's difficult. Every time I create a reasonable timeline, shit like this happens. Is that like normal?
No, what is the piñata? No.
Oh, poor Chardonnay. Oh, no, 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 no. That's a cool magic trick, Jerry.
Oh, thank you, Skull. What the f? I've never seen some shit like this before.
And when the shit hits the fan, it moves the goalpost. Every time I'm about to be done with something, boom, there's a new hole, a leak, or the paint does some silly shit like this. And while in the moment, I laugh it off and immediately start to scour the internet for the super rare part that I unfortunately need, sometimes it gets a little stressful and the burnout sets in a little bit. Now don't get me wrong, working on cars and fixing them up is super fun, but I have this timeline and a goal that I need to meet, or there'll be an issue, like a robot taking over my main business, and that aspect of it is not fun at all. So how have I been dealing with all of this? Well, I've become extremely resourceful, and I'm not afraid to learn new things, try things out, just to see how they work before I use them on the exterior of the car, like this.
Holy shit.
And I'm not afraid to use eBay parts, because they're really not that bad, and OEM parts are either hard to come by or super expensive. So that's how I've been navigating it and staying somewhat on course with my timelines. So when you have a project that you need to finish for one reason or another and silly stuff keeps happening, as my dad says, sometimes you just gotta ride the wave. Eventually, you'll overcome the obstacles and reach your goal. Be resourceful and don't be afraid to use eBay. Just do your research, it's really not that bad. And that's my version of reasonable timelines and car builds. What about you? How do you handle it when your project doesn't go exactly as planned and you have a deadline? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.